All right, so it's Monday, another Monday. I love my Mondays with you. So we always start in child's pose. And as I was coming over here today to be with you, I was thinking about balance and how yoga really helps us figure out balance. But balance isn't always that, center. I don't think there is a real center. There is, but it's a dance like all the time, constant dance of finding both sides. And I think balance is more about allowing each side of something, positive, negative, good, bad, dark, light, whatever, because they both exist. So today, as you move through your practice, think about finding that balance, but not overcompensating so much that you actually go too far on one side or the other. There's a balance in your breath as well, the inhale, the exhale. Without one or the other, not much will happen. So both are necessary, right? So start to bring your attention to the inhale and give just as much attention to the exhale. And as you pull more focus into the way you're breathing, the manner in which you're breathing, how your body responds to your breath, begin to elongate your inhale and elongate your exhale. And then walk your hands over to the right side. Open up your body on the left. Maybe reach the left arm really long. Maybe let the right arm just kind of relax and bend. Taking that slow inhale here. And an even longer, maybe louder exhale. And then walk it back into the center. And again, that balance, right? Other side. Now the right arm is going to reach really long. The rib cage is kind of opening. Finding that slow inhale and loud exhale. And then you come into the center and reach your arms really actively in front of you. And on the exhale, soften everything. So again, those opposing things, really active, really soft. So today, maybe if you didn't bring an intention with you, use that one. And just think about what that feels like, being active and then being softened. So allow the next inhale to carry you up to a tabletop position. Notice that you are balanced with the wrists directly underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. And then close your eyes and move through cat-cow. When you drop the chest and lift the chin, you inhale. And when you push the floor away, you exhale. And again, this is one of those times where you can figure out there are muscles in your body that might be tighter than others. Those might need to loosen. There are other muscles in your body that might be loose that may need to be engaged. So again, there's that balance again. So as you move through this, try to, as best you can, elongate your breath. Use the breath to move your spine. Maybe turn your wrists around. Maybe shift into each hip. Anything. And when you're ready, you'll get really straight and strong. Inhaling, kicking the right leg back behind you. Really point the toe to the ground, lift the heel up, reach the opposite arm forward. Find so much length on the inhale. And then exhale, connect underneath you and round, chin to chest, knee to elbow. Inhale for a lot of length. Exhale, round and connect, opening your spine. Inhale, make it super long. On this exhale, hold it in and really fire up your core. And then inhale, make it really long. Float the arm out to the side, grab the outside of your foot, and kick up high, breathing the whole time. The next inhale sends everything out long. And the exhale returns it to the mat, finding that stability of tabletop once again. And then the inhale kicks the left leg back. Point and flex the toe, move it around, any unorganized movement you like, but then get it strong, right? So toe down, heel lifts, opposite arm reaches. We'll go 3 times. Do it to your rhythm. So on the inhale you reach, on the exhale you connect. The slower you go, the more balance you will have. The inhale sends you out, the exhale rounds you in. One last time. Hold that one just for a moment. And then inhale, make it super long, arm to the side. Get the back foot, kick it up high, look up high. Relax in this pose as best you can. And then release it down to the mat. Perfect. So first you'll let your head drop. Shake it around, let it be heavy, just to feel that relaxation. And then get yourself in a high plank position. So rather than curling the toes and going right into down dog, we're going to start in a high plank, because that is the perfect way to get into your down dog. From here, send your tailbone to the ceiling. So that's kind of the space that you want to line up with. Unlock your knees slightly, pedal your feet as much as you wish, lift out of your wrist, press your chest to your thigh, right on. And then come up to the tippy toes, shift your heels down to the right. So I like to bend my right knee here so I can push deeper into the left side body. So you choose whatever works for you. Inhale to the toes, shift down to the left, and maybe bend the knee so you can really press into that heel on the left. And then inhale to the tippy toes. Super deep knee bend for bear pose. So the shins are parallel to the ground, but your chest is still pressing. Your head is still heavy. Tailbone is still up. There you go. Inhale, tailbone higher. Exhale, heels to the mat. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Open up your feet and stay in a forward fold. Nice and easy, nice and sway. This is one of those times where there is no engagement. Everything is heavy and loose. Knees bend, everything sways. Sometimes it's nice to take your hands behind you, interlace them, and open up the shoulders. Sometimes it's nice to grab opposite elbows. This is kind of your opportunity to kind of explore what joints need relaxation and which ones need engagement. And then you'll come back to the center, placing your left fingertips down on the ground. Bend your left knee, straighten the right leg, reach the right arm all the way up. And then consider hovering the hand off the ground, or maybe even placing it on the knee so you can elongate your spine. And then wrap behind you. Inhale, reach really high. Exhale, right hand goes down, right knee bends. Again, think about the length in your spine. So grounding yourself to the floor may not be the best thing this morning. So it's up, play around with it. Exhale, wrap behind. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, melt and be heavy. No stress, no nothing. And now you heel toe your feet together. So the beginnings of sun salutations, we're going to do this 3 times. Each one gets more active. So first one's just a half lift. Straight leg, long spine. Exhale, melt and be heavy. This time you're coming all the way up to stand. Arms go high. Huge inhale and an extra long exhale sends you back down to ragdoll. Inhaling, half lift, breath to movement. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, reach and rise, most of your weight's in your heels. And then you swan dive on the exhale all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, melt down, be heavy. This is the biggest one, so really tall inhale. And then the exhale sends you swan dive down. Bend your knees when you get there. Then inhale, half lift, longest spine yet. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Walk your feet all the way back to high plank. And feel that your core is really strong. Pull it up to your spine. Then shift a little forward over your wrists. Exhale, ride it down to a hover. Inhale, roll over the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. And exhale, back over the toes, downward facing. So that's the flow. There are many. Again, they always are designed to bring you energy. So if they're not doing that today, it's just an indication to skip them. That's all. So let's try one more. Inhale to the top of a push-up. Exhale, riding it down. Inhale, roll over the tops of the feet. Drop the shoulders low. Exhale, back over the toes, downward facing. Beautiful. So inhale the right leg up high. Let your foot drop. Open up the hip easily. So again, gravity can do it. Or big, gigantic circles with your knee. If you're going for the circles, try to make them big and slow. And then inhale the leg to straight, sending it through on the exhale to the right hand, rising up for Warrior One. So in Warrior One, your back foot is anchoring you. So you might want to separate your feet so they're hip width apart. Always feel free to move your foot in the front. We have these really great long legs. Might as well use them. Send the foot farther out so you can really sit into the pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Sending it through a flow. Warming your body with your breath, with your movement. Inhaling the left leg all the way up. Letting the foot fall. Letting the hip open with ease. Maybe the circles with your knee, maybe just gravity. And then inhale the leg to straight. Send it through to the left hand. Again, rising up, Warrior One. Take a little notice of your back foot. You want to lift the arch of your back foot off the ground. Inhale, reach way high. Exhale, hands to the mat. Sending it through the flow, high to low. Right on. Then inhale the right leg all the way up. Slow, steady exhale sends it through to the hand. The inhale brings you up to Warrior One. Then the exhale glides you open, Warrior Two. So Warrior Two, again, move your foot to a place of ease. So if you wanted to, you could open your stance and sit lower, leg parallel to the floor, maybe. Lift the chest up, and then exhale, windmill the hands to the floor, moving through your flow. Really focusing in on the length and quality of your breathing. Inhaling the left leg up, sending it through to Warrior One. The inhale rises you, nice and steady. The exhale glides you. So focusing in on your feet, equal balance on both feet, always moving a foot to a place of more comfort, more ease. Now focus on your tailbone, root it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, windmill the hands to the floor. High to low, up to down. Lots of length. Imagine each one of these is pulling space from your spine. And then inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, sending it through to Warrior One. And then glide, Warrior Two. So again, find your feet. So keeping that strong knee bend in the front leg, turn the palm to the ceiling. From your hip, go forward, then come up and back. And if you'd like a little bit extra core, take the bottom hand and meet it with the top. It's a different way to do this pose. And then inhale back to Warrior Two. Exhale, windmill all the way through. Lots of space, lots of breath. Always can be done on your knees. Inhaling the left leg all the way up. Sending it through to Warrior One. Seamless breath to movement. Glide open, Warrior Two. Turn the palm to the ceiling. From your hip, go forward, up, back. Really get your collarbones to face the ceiling. And then inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands to the floor, sending it through your flow, high to low. Nice, slow, steady inhale through the nose. Fill up your lungs. Big, loud exhale through the mouth. Let it out. And then walk, step, or float your feet to the middle of your mat. Slowly rise. Bring your feet to touch. Place the palms towards the front wall. Take your shoulders, roll them up and back and down. So then close your eyes, just a couple breaths. So you start to feel steady, tall, strong. And then arms come up over your head, palms touch, interlace your fingers, cross your thumbs, and then drop your shoulders into your back pockets. Right on. Inhale, lift up out of the waist. Exhale, over to the back right corner. So we're here for 10 breaths, and it gives you the opportunity to find that middle, find the balance, which means exploring everything. So allow yourself to move here. Starting from the feet, you feel all four corners of your feet on the ground. Not a lot of weight in the toes. In fact, you can splay your toes. Then the calves start to get strong. Inner thighs reach towards each other. Tailbone roots down. Rib cage doesn't splay, it's actually in and up. So you can feel that core engagement. Shoulders, the right one comes a little forward, the left hip a little forward. Arms get really strong, but the neck is really long. Your jaw is soft, your gaze is soft. You have about 2 more breaths. So as best you can, back up a half an inch and then go over even more. So you're really trying to separate your body in half. Breathing, 3, 2, inhale to straight, keep the arms strong, but let the shoulders fall. So root the tail, lift up through the belly, exhale over to the back, left. And again, just like a branch in the wind, it moves to find, what is that saying? I bend so I don't break. So allow yourself that ability to play within the pose to find greater ease. There's so many pieces to this pose that you can't really think about them all at once. So maybe take it from the ground up, where you find height on the inhale and space on the exhale. So reaching higher, even if you back up a half an inch, so that eventually you can get over more, finding that huge side body stretch. So you have about 2 more breaths. Really get your legs strong. Think about your kneecaps lifting up and your inner thighs squeezing for 3, 2. Inhale back up to the center and let your head fall back. Shake out your neck. Disengage your neck completely. But then draw it up back through your arms. So as always, some people like to leave the arms strong and high. Some prefer supported back bends. So you know your body best. Do what was right for you. Inhale, lift the chest high. On the exhale, keep the legs straight as you push your hips forward. Trust yourself to know when to stop, but continue to breathe. 3, 2, right on. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, complete forward fold. Squat, shake, bend your knees. Let your knees pop all they want to. It's good for them. But let your head be heavy. Really get any tension out of your neck. And then open up your stance, about 6, 7 inches. Usually the distance between your hips. Keep your knees super bent. So today, let's really focus on this. You really want to try to keep the connection from your chest to your thighs. So make sure you can feel your chest on your thighs. And then either slide your hands underneath from the front or grab the big toes, whichever you prefer. So if you have your big toes, great. If you're sliding, make sure your entire hand is underneath your foot. So there you go. Now let your head drop. So you can still feel your chest on your thighs. The next inhale, draw the belly in as you pull your elbows out to the sides. So literally you are pulling space. Your head is heavy. You're still connected to your thighs and you're straightening your knees. Someday your head will go right through your shins. Breathe. 2 more breaths, really slow as you pull and use the strength in your arms. 2. Release your hands, turn the palms to the front wall. Walk your feet together. Sit low in a tiny chair. All your weight's in your heels. The inhale brings the arms up. Open up your chest. The exhale, see if you can graze the mat as you go back. Inhale, arms up, eyes forward. The exhale, eyes to the top of your mat, so don't drop your chin. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms back, eyes, there you go, perfect. This time, inhale all the way up to stand. And then swing, right arm under left. So feel that compression in your elbows. Pull down, sit down. Inhale the right knee up, over, and behind the left. So if you need to use your toe as a kickstand, it's perfect. Don't worry about it. But I don't know if every pose has a midline, but this one is specific. So find the midline and bring everything towards it. Knees are going to go to the left, elbows are going to go to the right, shoulders are going to lean back. 2 breaths while you squeeze everything. 3, 2, perfect. Foot down, arms go up, huge inhale. Exhale, swing left now under right. So again, we're balancing out both sides of the body. Pull down, sit down. Inhale the left knee up, over, and behind. So every part of your body is touching. There's no gap between your thighs at all, even if you have a kickstand. Then lean back, squeeze more, begin to line up the knees and the elbows. Can find that midline, and then breathe. 2 breaths. Foot down, inhale all the way up. Turn the palms to the back wall. Sit low in chair. Inhale, lift the chest higher. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit low, reach back. Eyes at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. So squeeze your knees. If you'd like to stay here, great. Otherwise, float your heels off the ground. Thunderbolt. Lots of things working in this pose, so just breathe. 3, 2, inhale all the way to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Walk your feet back, jump them back, and move through a flow. You're using every muscle and every joint in your body, and your body is very thankful for you. So slow inhale through the nose, super loud exhale through the mouth. Walk your hands back towards your feet so you're at the end of your mat. Slowly come up to standing. Find your feet touching. Itty bitty bit of light between your heels. So again, mountain pose. Take the shoulders up, back, and down towards your spine. 2 breaths with your eyes closed to pull all your focus towards yourself. So as you're breathing, know that every single person in this room is at a different place, different limitations, different body. So no matter what anybody else is doing, you do you. When you're ready, you'll open up your eyes. On an inhale, the right knee comes right in front of the right hip. Flex your foot hard. So you might stay right here. In fact, I don't care how seasoned of a yogi you might be, there is such benefit to revisiting the foundations. So the foot is flexed to keep it light. So keep your foot flexed. Leaving your knee directly in front of your hip ensures that you're in your core. So you want to try to keep it right there. If it's in your practice today, maybe you interlace around the knee, but notice that the knee did not move. Maybe you come down to the ball of the foot. Again, not moving the knee up or down. If you have your foot, you might want to kick forward, pull the shoulders back, and slowly round forehead to knee. Wherever you decide to be, the only important thing is your breath and the alignment of your knee. So try to get it right in front of your hip. 3, 2, perfect. Step down on that foot a little forward, arms come up, and you float into balancing stick. The left toes go to the back wall, arms go to the front wall. When you pull your arms up towards your ears, you are activating really great back muscles. So use your muscles to your advantage. 3, 2, slow inhale brings you up. Exhale, arms come down. The left hand will go to the left hip. Without bending over, trying not to bend over, either come up and get the knee, the big toe, or tree. Up to you. This is a hip opener. And again, this is one where I think, from my vantage point, some people push a little too hard. So you know when your ego is getting the better of you. So maybe just pull yourself back into you and decide today, do I want to kick forward? Will my hamstring let me? Or do I want to take the knee out to the side? Or would I like to be in tree and open the hip that way? Right on. Breathing. Chest is tall. Abs are strong. So the left arm's coming all the way up to the ceiling. Float the leg into the center. Kick. Right arm meets the left. 3, 2, step down, hinging right into warrior 3. So the push of your foot behind you and the openness of your chest will keep you balanced on a straight standing leg. Hands at your chest. Reach forward. Arms come up by the ears to activate your back for 3, 2. Inhale, rise, and exhale, reset. Right on. Right elbow bends at the right hip. Without turning your wrist, get the inside of your foot or ankle. So ensure that the inside of your elbow will always face outward. Left arm comes up. So again, let's take the first couple breaths here to make sure that you're really lined up. This arm that's in the sky matters. So pull it close to your head, get it as straight and as active as you can make it, and find alignment. When you've found it, that's when maybe you will kick. But know that the kick comes from your knee, not so much your foot. The foot just follows. So kick first, then let the body tip. That equal reach and kick is what keeps us steady. 3, 2. Inhale, rise, both arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, move through that flow. And we will set the other side up. So walking your hands back towards your feet once again. Slow rise to stand. If it's helpful to you to have a breath or two with your eyes closed, you should do it. Again, this is another reminder. Pay no attention to the cute hot thing next to you. They don't matter. So, inhaling the left knee directly in front of the left hip. Strong flex to the foot. So again, first couple breaths. What muscles in the standing leg, your right leg, can you engage so that you're not so wobbly or that you feel pretty steady? And when you have found that, that is when maybe you'll go for the knee, but not necessary. So if you decide, maybe you'll go for the knee, maybe you'll come down to the ball of the foot. It doesn't matter as long as you're breathing and your left foot is flexed. So draw the toes up towards the knee. There you go. So you're just really tall, working on the alignment of the standing leg, the strength, the balance, maybe forehead to knee if you have your foot. 3, 2, step down on the left, arms come up, slow hinge into balancing stick. So the higher you lift up your leg in the back, the more straight you become, the more you bring your arms up towards your ears, the more muscle you activate. 3, 2. Inhale, rise and reset. Right hand goes to the right hip. Left 2 fingers and thumb, get the big toe, or just grab the knee, or place the foot on the inner thigh for tree. You pick. If you are in tree, ensure that your foot is not on a joint. So either on your calf or your thigh. So get tall, right? Everything is tall. Bring some ease into this pose. It's not an easy pose, but just kind of relax. And then if you're ready, you'll kick forward or you'll just take the knee out to the side. For a little extra, you might take the right hand out. For even more of a challenge, you might change your gaze over your right thumb. It's up to you. Perfect. Right hand's going up to the sky. Left foot reaching in front of you, kicking high. 3, 2, step down, slow hinge, right into warrior 3. So you flex your foot to square your hips to the floor. This is all core. So really draw your belly in strongly. Hands come to your chest. Reach in front of you. Lift your arms up by your ears as best you can and breathe. 3, 2, inhale, rise. Exhale, reset. Perfect. Left elbow bends at left hip. Reaching behind you, getting the inside of the foot or ankle. Right arm's going straight up to the ceiling. So again, let's take the first couple breaths. There is not a C curve in this pose at this moment. In other words, rooting your tailbone will help you be steady. Lining up your knees is important. So the knees are lined up. That tells me that your hips are lined up and you're ready to kick. So if you are feeling a little playful, maybe you let the kick come up, the body drop down, finding a lot of space in your hip. The C curve starts to take shape right about now. So as you kick and reach with equal intensity, opening up the front of the body. 3, 2, inhale, rise, both arms come up. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Send the feet back. Move through a flow. Take your time. So if you're new to the practice of yoga and you want to take a little breather, that's awesome. You can. You can always push back into child's pose. But we're going to keep moving. The next part, we're going to flow a little bit. Do the best you can. My only concern, my only requirement is that you breathe. That's it. So take a slow inhale through the nose, a very loud exhale through the mouth, and inhale the right leg up high. On the exhale, send it through to warrior 1. The inhale brings you up. Exhale opens you up, warrior 2. Perfect. Turn the palm to the ceiling, hinge forward, go up, back, reverse. Again, maybe meet the bottom hand to the top, a little challenge for your core. And then inhale back to warrior 2. Chin turns to the back wall, side angle, right hand to the floor or just elbow to the knee, depends on where you're at. Left arm comes all the way over. Lean your shoulder back to open up the chest. Left hand comes down, spin up on the back toe, right arm goes high. Reverse. So exhale, wrap behind, but peel your shoulder away from your ear and breathe. Inhale, reach way high. Exhale, bring your elbows down to the mat. You can drop to the knee if you like. This is a setup for an arm balance. If you're not doing an arm balance, be sure to pull your knee towards your shoulder. Then let your head fall. Awesome. Hand in the inside of the foot. Back heel spins to the mat. Lift up the back arch as you raise the left hand. Side angle. A wrap or a bind, any way you wish. Equal weight on both feet. Nice. Turn it, spin it to the center, a low runner's lunge. Hands start at your chest. You can start on your knee if you like, or your toe. And then twist. Left elbow past the knee, maybe floating the knee off the ground. So again, this is about your spine. So get your collarbones open as much as you can. And then release the hands to the floor. Send a foot back, high to low, up to down, or just meet in a downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg all the way up. Sending that through to warrior one. Slow inhale brings you up. Big exhale sends you open, warrior two. Equal weight on both feet. Turn the palm, hinge forward, come up, back, come up and out. Maybe the bottom hand meets the top, an extra core. And then back to warrior two. Turn your chin behind you. Left elbow, left knee, or left hand to the ground. Right arm all the way over. Find length. Pull the shoulder back. Look up. Right hand comes down. Spin up on the back toe. Left arm comes high. Again, pulling the knee close in. Exhale, take a wrap. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, coming down to the elbows. Let the head fall. Maybe drop to the knee. Knee hugs the shoulder, so you want to keep it in line. There you go. Placing the hand on the inside of the foot, spinning the back heel down on an angle, side angle once again. It's just deeper this time. So let your hips drop a little bit. Take a wrap or maybe a bind. Open the shoulder, open the collarbones. Nice. Turn it around, low runner's lunge. Hands begin at your chest. And then twist. Right elbow past the knee. Again, this can be done on your knee. It's not a big deal. And then someday you might float the knee off the ground. And then place your hands on the mat, sending it through a flow. High to low. Up to down. Inhaling the right leg all the way up. Sending it through to warrior two. It's a nice, steady warrior. Place your feet where you would like them to be. So find the sweet spot, right? Find that your knee is pushing out to your pinky toe. You can feel both arches off the mat. And then we're going to do 3 breaths. Close your eyes. Take 3 breaths. The reason for this is to train yourself to be able to feel where you are in space without vision. It's a big deal. It helps so much to be able to learn where you are by just feeling it. And then open up your eyes, straighten the front leg. Toes turn inward, heels bump out. Palms flip up. It's a small back bend. Lift up, breathe up, and then forward fold all the way down, grabbing your feet, your calves, or if headstands are in your practice, we're going to be here for 3 breaths. So you go where you like to be. But ideally, you're pulling yourself, if you're not in a headstand, you're pulling yourself towards your thighs. Notice both arches. Lift them equally off the ground. About 1 more full inhale and exhale. And then the inhale floats you all the way back up to warrior two. Left hand spins to the mat. Right foot goes back. You're in a side plank. So we'll take 3 breaths here. Any type of side plank you wish. It can be on your knee. You can stack your feet or stagger your feet. Flip dog is a nice one here too. You choose. And then returning to a high plank. Either hold the high plank for 4 or 5 counts. Do some push-ups. 5 of them on your knees or your toes, just to build some strength. And on the 5th, move through a flow. Or just meet back in downward facing dog, either or. Perfect. Inhale, left leg all the way out. Sending it through to warrior two. Giving yourself a chance to find your feet. So place them where you like them, where it feels solid, where they feel equal. And then close your eyes, 2 or 3 breaths. We are so used to figuring out where we are based on what other people or what we see, instead of where we are by what we feel. So it's kind of a neat little training. Straighten the front leg, turn the toes in, arms come behind you. Press your wrists together, drop the knuckles down, lift the chest up on the inhale. On the exhale, just let it all hang. So this is an inversion. You can just let your head relax. Maybe even shake out your neck. Let the hands drop over you as much as they want to today. Breathe space into your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. If it's uncomfortable, you can let your hands drop. All good. The next inhale is just coming up halfway. Arms go out to the side. If you can see yourself in the mirror, just turn your head a little bit. Ensure that your back is really flat. And then place the right hand on the ground, left arm up. Lift both arches so you level out your hips. Exhale, wrap behind and pull that shoulder back. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, left hand goes down, the right arm goes up. Again, find your arches, that'll level your hips. And then wrap behind you. How much space can you find in your neck? Inhale, reach up high. Hands to your waist on the exhale. The inhale brings you up to rise, warrior two. Right hand spins, side plank now on the right. Any way you want, 3 slow, long breaths. So really push your hip up wherever you are. A lot of strength here. And returning your hand to the mat, holding a plank for 5 seconds for strength. Maybe choosing some push-ups. Maybe just pushing back into downward facing dog. Every day this practice brings you what you need when you allow it to. Slow inhale through the nose. Loud exhale through the mouth. And then inhale the right leg all the way up. Sending it through to crescent. So crescent, you're on your back toe, the arms are up. Just pause here for a moment. Drop the shoulders into the back pockets. Get your arms active and strong. Then guide the knee to the floor. Release your back toes, relax them. Interlace take your elbows, I should say. Lift up out of the waist and lean over on the exhale to the right. So it's similar to standing crescent moon, coming up and out of your waist. And then bringing it back into the center, over to the other side. Really feel your coming out of that waist. And then back in the middle. Now it's just a back bend any way you like. Some people like to take their arms out. Some people like to support. Completely your call. And then bring it forward and start to shift your hips back for some splits or half splits. So sometimes just pushing your front foot forward helps. Sometimes shifting back helps. Our hips are like massive junk drawers. They hold all this stuff. So really let your breath and gravity just open them. Easily. No pressure, no strain. You'll know when to stop by your breath. When it starts to get tight, that's your stop point. Then slowly shift forward. Walk your foot out to the edge of your mat. Let your knee drop out to the side. Place your right hand on your thigh. Not so much your knee, but your thigh. Take the right shoulder, roll it back so you're looking up towards the ceiling. And if it's in your practice, you might want to reach behind you and get a hold of the foot. It's a great quad stretch. But again, your breath will tell you if you're fighting through it. It's not the pose today. Awesome. Place your hand back on the mat, finding pigeon. So placing the knee on the outside of the wrist is one way. Another way is to place the knee between your hands underneath you. So that's a little more gentle, a little more intense is when you walk the knee out to the side and move your foot closer to your left hand. Again, another big hip opener. So we're going to stay here for about 3 breaths, slow them down. Come off the elbows if you're able to. By drawing the arms behind you, just let them flop. They don't have to go anywhere special, just let them drop. Complete your exhale, place your hands on the mat, go through an optional flow or just meet back in downward facing dog, either way. And then we'll inhale the left leg all the way up. Send it through to crescent. Get real strong and active. This is an active pose. It is a hip opener. So the arms are really strong. Shoulders drop down. Neck is long. Then you guide the knee to the floor. Release the toes. Grab opposite elbows, leaning over now to the left. Again, just opening up the hip. Easy, easy. Coming back to center, going over the other side. Coming back to the middle and getting that nice back bend. So back bends are trust poses. It really is how high up and how much can you trust yourself. And the fact is, your breath will tell you exactly how far to go. And then slowly coming up, straight the front leg. Pull the hips back towards your heel or work on splits. Splits generally would involve pushing your heel a little more forward. But again, you just kind of want to let gravity do it. There's no pushing, there's no fighting it, just you go where you go, right? So about 2 more slow breaths. And then you'll walk that foot off to the edge, let it cantilever out a bit, place the left hand on the thigh, roll the left shoulder back so you're staring up at the ceiling, feel the space between your collarbones. You can come down to your elbow if you want, or you can stay up on your wrist, it doesn't matter. And maybe you'll want to reach behind you. And then place your hand on the mat, finding pigeon on the left. The knee slides either between the hands or on the outside of the wrist. Back leg is straight behind you. And you might think about lowering your right hip towards the floor. That will square your hips. Often in pigeon, it's easier to shift off into the right, into that hip. So if that's happening, just guide the right knee closer to the floor. Right on. Fully complete that exhale. Place the hands on the mat. Last flow of the day, or meet back in downward facing dog. And come into child's pose just for a few breaths. Noticing this child's pose might be different than the one you started with. Maybe your knees are closer, maybe your arms are behind you, maybe you feel more space, hopefully. And then roll yourself up slowly. Drawing the knees together, separate your feet out, outside of your hips. So if this is not comfortable for you, you can just stay in child's pose. But you're going to sit on the floor between your hips as best you can, or as close as you can. So again, the feet are outside of your hips, and you're sitting on the floor. It's called reclining hero, and while it may not be the most comfortable pose in the world, you want your feet outside your hips as best you can. You can do it with one leg as well. It's actually quite good for your knees. So just take your time. And if you want to walk yourself back, you can. Some people like to lay down onto the shoulders. Some people like to stay up on the elbows. But if you think about it, it's opening your ankle, your knee, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your neck. It's a big opener. Slowly walking yourself back up. Sending the right leg out long. Placing the left foot inside the thigh. Feels like tree, but seated. So again, to remind you that duality, that balance. You want to push your foot into your thigh just as much as you push your thigh into your foot. And that will start to engage your hips. And the inhale brings you all the way up, and the exhale sends you long over your foot. So again, think about that pushing of your foot into your thigh and the thigh into your foot. And then relax the left shoulder. 2 more breaths here as you pull your body closer and closer to your foot. Then slowly inhale, rise, changing out your feet. So again, the left leg will go out long. Find that balance, right? There's a certain engagement of both. And then the inhale takes you all the way up. The exhale, fully extending over that foot, grabbing a hold of the toes, bending your knee if you need to. That's okay too. Right shoulder's going to fall a little bit. But you can still feel that push from your foot and push from your thigh. And then bring yourself up. Soles of the feet come together. Some people prefer taking the feet together. Some people like taking the legs apart. It's totally up to you. But you're going to walk yourself forward, trying to keep your chin level to the ground. So this is called butterfly, or you can take your legs out and go forward. So 2 breaths here. The inhales find space. The exhales find length. And on the last exhale, let yourself just fold and melt wherever you end up. And then inhale, slowly rise, send the legs out in front of you, staff pose. So find the equality in your sit bones so you can really be tall. Arms will come up and a long extension all the way to wherever you can reach. Staying here for 3 full breaths. Again, drawing your body across your thighs. Pulling on the inhale, releasing something on the exhale. 1 more full breath. Full exhale. And then let yourself drop into it. Slowly rounding up. Laying down on your mat all the way fully for an inversion. And keep in mind that your inversions can take the form of many, many things. So starting just with your feet above your hips. That's kind of nice. Noticing the length of your spine on the ground. Noticing the relaxation of your shoulders and the activation of your core. So simply keeping your legs above your hips and allowing things to relax. It's a great core strengthener, but it's also a really nice way to let your spine relax. If it's in your practice, you might want to go into a shoulder stand, but do it with ease if you're able. If you are in a shoulder stand, gently walk your elbows closer together. Try to get your toes to go away from you and your hips to go towards you. That will help your alignment. But for me, with any kind of inversion, the goal is to calm that feeling of high blood pressure. I don't know how else to explain it, but that it's like that tightness. You want to try to let that ease up. And if it does, then maybe you go into plow. It's a big spine opener, so take your time. And then wherever you are, you'll slowly lower your legs back down to the ground, drawing the right knee into the right rib cage. Give it a good squeeze off to the side a little bit. And then take your left hand, guide it across your body for a nice spine twist. Notice where your shoulders have ended up, try to guide them gently back to the floor. Take a really slow inhale through the nose. A very loud, relaxing exhale through the mouth. And then send it back into the middle, changing your legs. Take the left one. Give that a good pull. Guiding it across, allowing your spine to open, allowing your shoulders to relax, allowing your gaze to go wherever it wants to go. Taking a slow inhale, the loudest exhale of the day. And then bringing it back into the middle, allowing yourself any movement that you need. Any adjusting, any position, maybe a towel or a t-shirt over your eyes. Letting your hands go anywhere that they just drop. Letting your feet go wherever they want to go. And really finding a sinking feeling of heaviness. Your eyes start to become heavier. Your jaw really relaxes. Your shoulders drop just a little more. Your body is such an amazing machine. It really is. It will carry you through the day. And it's always ready. Always ready. It's ready for whatever comes your way. Your brain is so smart. And oftentimes we hold tension we don't even know we are holding until we take a minute or two to mindfully relax. And then we realize how much we carry. And for the next minute or so, allow yourself to let it go. You're fully supported by the floor. You have lots of time. So just let your body do what it does so perfectly. Let it just breathe. Let it drop a little more heavily into the ground. As you move through your week, I hope that you take this piece of ease and calm and comfort that you just created for yourself and bring it with you. And remember that there is definitely a balance. Sometimes you push, sometimes you rest. And if you can walk through your week with both, I think you're doing pretty good. So I appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. I love my Mondays with you. I hope you have a wonderful week, everybody. Namaste.